Greetings to all and welcome to Nomads Programming. In the previous video, I explained the heading elements from H1 to H6. By now you have learned how to use these elements and understand the structure or hierarchy they create in the document. In this video, we will continue to explore the structure of HTML documents. Today we'll focus on another essential element that provides structure to your document, the section element. This semantic element is used to represent the thematic grouping of content within a document. It is designed to delineate distinct sections or areas of content related to a common theme or purpose. In simpler terms, it organizes content that shares a common theme or topic into separate sections. Each of these groups represents a distinct theme or topic within the section that is related to the overall theme. When to use the section element? Use it when you have a distinct group of content within your document. It is particularly useful for organizing content like chapters, articles, headers, footers, and sidebars. In the provided example is a web page focused on providing users information about specific fruit, in this case an apple. The web page is structured into sections, each dedicated to a different aspect of the apple fruit. The first section serves as an introduction to the selected fruit, featuring a title for the fruit, in this case apple, and a brief description. Within this introductory section, we then delve into various topics related to apples, each presented as a separate subsection. This subsection explores the different varieties of apples, highlighting diversity. Here, we discuss the taste experience associated with apples, including descriptions such as sweet, tart, and so on. This subsection may elaborate on the factors influencing apple flavor, such as ripeness and so on. In this section, we provide nutritional information about apples, emphasizing their health benefits and nutritional value. The final subsection explores different ways to enjoy apples, including fresh consumption, cooking, baking, and juicing. Overall, the web page aims to educate users about apples by presenting detailed information in a structured and easily navigatable format. Each section provides valuable insights into different aspects of the fruit, allowing users to gain a deeper understanding of its characteristics, culinary uses, and nutritional benefits. Now let's summarize the key characteristics of the section element. The section element provides semantic meaning to the enclosed content, indicating that the grouped content is thematically related but doesn't necessarily imply any specific visual presentation or layout. Sections typically group content together that forms a cohesive unit within a document. This can include chapters, headers, footers, sidebars, or any other grouping that logically belongs together. Each section can represent an independent piece of content, meaning it can stand alone and be understood out of context. This independence is essential for accessibility and search engine optimization, as it allows screen readers and search engines to interpret the content accurately. Sections can be nested within each other to create a hierarchical structure. This allows for fine-grained organization of content with higher level sections containing subsections. Now let's discuss grouping headings. Previously I explained headings and how they create a structure. Today we'll use the section element to group headings. Before HTML5, developers used the heading group element for this purpose, but it's no longer considered valid or recommended in modern HTML5 development. Instead, developers use semantic elements like section to organize content effectively. Now let's illustrate this with an example of a simple news page. Now here I have VS Code opened. As usual, you just type HTML5 to generate the default snippet. Now in this code, we have set up the basic HTML structure with the necessary document type declaration and the opening HTML head and body tags. In the title element, I am just going to type news example. Now let's add the main heading for our news page. I'm just going to type the heading H1 to be our document main title and just type between those headers latest news. This H1 heading serves as the main title for our news page, providing a clear indication of what the page is about. Next, we'll create sections for different categories of news. Now to start adding sections, I'm going to type the element section, and here we're using the section element to group related news articles under the category of local news. So just type the H2 heading and type between them local news. Within the local news section, we'll add a heading for a specific news article about a community event and the traffic update. So just under the local news heading, I'm going to add a subheading, an H3 heading, and just type community event. We'll include a brief description of the community event. To do this, we're going to add the paragraph element, and I'm going to type a brief description over here. I'm going to type local residents gather for annual charity events. Now I'm going to add another heading or a subheading and an H3 heading and type between them traffic updates. And we'll include a brief description of the traffic update. Just add the paragraph element, and I'm just going to type major road construction causes delays in downtown. We have created the first section of our simple news page. As you can see, this is the closing tag of the section element. Now let's add sections for the remaining categories of news, like sports and technologies. So here we're going to add another section by typing the section element, and I'm going to add a new H2 header and type sports. Now this section will group news articles related to sports. Within the sports section, we'll add a heading for a specific news article about a football match, for instance. So I'm going to add a subhead H3 and type football match. And here we include a brief description of the football match by typing the paragraph element, and I'm just gonna type local team secures victory in thrilling match. Now I'm going to add another header, another topic that is related to sports. I'm going to open an H3 element and type basketball tournament. Now I'm going to add also a brief sentence for the basketball tournament. Type school, basketball team, advances to finals. Moving on, this section will contain news articles related to technology. Close that section, and we're going to start a new section that is related to technology. I'm going to add another section element and type a new H2 heading, type between them technology. Within the technology section, we'll add a heading for news about a new smartphone release, for example. So I'm going to add a subheading H3 and type new smartphones release. We include a brief description of the new smartphone release. For example, I'm going to add the paragraph element and type company X unveils its listed flagship smartphone with advanced features, for example. And finally, we will add another headline within the technology news called AI breakthroughs, for example. So I'm just going to type an H3 element and type AI breakthroughs. And we add a brief description for the AI breakthrough by typing the paragraph element and just type researchers achieve a significant milestone in AI. Great! With these sections, we've effectively organized our news page into distinct categories, making it easier for users to find the information they are interested in. Now, subsections are added when there is a need for further divide content within the main section. Providing more organization of information, consider adding subsections when different thematic topics or subtopics exist within a main section, enhancing the clarity and navigation of your document. However, avoid overcomplicating the structure by adding unnecessary subsections, as this can lead to confusion for users. So here is another example, and this time is for a university page with subsections. Now, similar to before, we'll start by setting up the basic HTML structure for our university page. In the title element over here, I'm just going to type university website and add a main heading inside of the body section. I'm just going to add the main title for our document by adding the H1 element over here and type between them welcome to our university, for instance. So here we've added the main heading for our university page, welcoming visitors to the site. Now let's create sections for different faculties within the university. So I'm going to add the section element. This section will contain information about the Faculty of Science at our university. So I'm going to type in H2 heading within the section we just created and type Faculty of Science. Because we are using subsections with this example, we're going to open a new section to add the departments, for example. Within the Faculty of Science section, we'll create subsection for the Department of Biology, for instance. So I'm just going to type a subheading H3 and type Department of Biology. Okay, now we'll include a brief description of the Department of Biology. So I'm just going to add the paragraph element and just going to type about Department of Biology, so on. And let's continue building our university page with yet another subsection for the remaining faculties and departments that are all within the department or the Faculty of Science. Okay, now I'm just going to type a new section element over here and add another H3 heading, and I'm just going to type Department of Chemistry and add a paragraph element and just type about the Department of Chemistry. Now we've ended the entire section for the Faculty of Science, and now we're going to add a new section that will contain information about the Faculty of Arts at this university. Now just type a new section element and we're going to add a new H2 heading and type another Faculty Arts. So within the Faculty of Arts section, we will create a subsection for the Department of Literature, for example. So I'm just going to add a new section and a subheading H3 and just type Department of Literature. And here we include a brief description of the Department of Literature. I'm just adding a paragraph element and type about the Department of Literature. Now similarly, we will create another subsection for the Department of History within the Faculty of Arts, for example. So I'm going to add another section and just add another H3 subheading and just type Department of History. Now add a brief description using the paragraph element and type about the Department of History. Great! With these subsections, we've provided a comprehensive overview of the faculties and departments at the university, making it easier for visitors to navigate and explore. Lastly, I will discuss best practices for using the section element to summarize all of what we have learned today. Best practices for using the section element. First of all, we have the use cases. Utilize the section element when you have a distinct group of content within your document that shares a common theme or purpose. This ensures clear organization and enhances the overall structure of your web page. Avoid overuse. While section elements are valuable for structuring content, avoid overusing them. Reserve their usage for significant thematic divisions within your document to maintain clarity and prevent unnecessary nesting. Semantic accuracy. Ensure that the content enclosed within each section element is semantically related and forms a cohesive unit. This enhances the readability and accessibility of your page for both users and search engines. Finally, we have accessibility considerations. Keep accessibility in mind when structuring your content with section elements. Ensure that each section has descriptive headings and is organized in a logical sequence to facilitate navigation for all users, including those using screen readers. Great! We have reached the end of this video. I hope it was useful. See you all in the next video.